Welcome, witches. Welcome back to another episode of the Still Rooms Grimoire. I'm your host, April Eckwyland, and I'm just gonna just kind of take a breather here. So we were gone last week with the holiday and everything. Um, I just decided, you know what? I am not going to have a show on Monday. We were kind of just busy with things. I actually took my staff, I actually closed the shop that day and took my staff antiquing and thrifting because they've always wanted to go with me to different antique shops and stuff because I usually find a bunch of really cool shit. Um, so yeah, so I took them and we kind of had like a shop bonding day, kind of like a little bit of a retreat, so to speak. Went to lunch and then went out hunting for some good finds and then ended the day and just kind of came back and hung out. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to be doing an episode today because I can do that. It's my choice. So anyways, um and it was needed. It was really needed because I think just when we were gone 2 weeks prior to that, we kind of had an unexpected trip up north for some family stuff. And yeah, it was just, I think it's just all started coming together and all started just kind of all the busyness and the craziness of all of that, and then coming back and getting caught up with things, not only like with the podcast but with the shop and just life in general, just like my house. I just needed that extra break. So I figured, why not? I'll do Monday. I was going to be off on Tuesday anyways. Wasn't doing anything really for the 4th, just really just hanging out, but nobody's shopping, down where the shop is on that day. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna, close and we'll just, open back up on that Wednesday. So yeah, so it's been a pretty busy week. Not only with like shop stuff and everything and just still playing catch up. I'm in the process of hiring somebody for the shop. So there's all of that. And then, our son had his 21st birthday on this past Friday. So we've been busy, we're busy with that. So just, just stuff, just life and sometimes life and everything has to be up front and kind of has to push everything else kind of on the back burner, which is perfectly fine. You've heard me talk about it all the time with practices and stuff, that sometimes you just have to take a break, so to speak, just because life and just stuff gets in the way and maybe you just don't feel up to it and everything. So you just got to do what works. And sometimes taking that pause, taking that rest can definitely help. We had a full moon last week. So I was definitely feeling a lot of that. I wanted to let go of some stuff myself. The intentions from our community altar at the shop, those get burned every full moon. So I did that. So it's just, just a lot of energy. It's just been feeling a little bit different. And I don't know, again, if it's just because everything that's happened like in the past couple of weeks, not only with the shop, but just in life in general, is just now finally catching up to me. And I'm just like, I'm fucking tired. Um, or if I'm just going through this shift, which I think I am a little bit. I've been kind of going out there and kind of talking to some of my friends and being like, look, hey, I'm feeling this, what the heck's going on. And so I know there's a lot of stuff that's kind of related with that. So yeah, so we're just gonna kind of take it easy and just kind of ease into things. I've got some stuff hopefully in the works for the upcoming month and even into next month with some episodes and things, some things I have some ideas on, but I'll share those, later, maybe in some posts on social and everything. So So yeah, but with this week, I wanted to go back to our Tarot 101, kind of breaking down the majors. And we are now on card number 5, which is the Hierophant. And a lot of people, when they see this card, especially if they're looking at like the classic Rider Waite card, or if they're using a deck that is really just really pulling from that artwork from that deck, it looks like somebody like a pope, actually. I mean, really, it looks like a pope. It looks like some kind of um authoritative clergyman. I always say a pope just by the way they're dressed. But so this card, when it comes up, it can kind of bring a little bit of, some people get confused by it just because of what how it looks and everything. um but some people can definitely understand it, and I think it's really fitting that I'm talking about this now, because I have been kind of going through this little Hierophant moment on my own. So, this card, just kind of break it down, kind of give you a little bit of a definition of it. So, this card is about it's about tradition, it's about lessons, it's about um, kind of like seeking out a spiritual leader, maybe a spiritual guide, kind of um, trying to reach this enlightenment. But it's all about, education and gaining more knowledge and gaining more information, whether you are seeking out somebody to give that to you, or whether you're learning from yourself, kind of like from your own internal guru or your own internal teacher. So that's what this card is about. And I think it's come up at a pretty interesting time with stuff going on with me, because I'm kind of seeking that out. So a lot of people tend to think, especially like when they come into the shop and everything, they tend to think that I know everything. I don't, newsflash, I don't. I am always learning and always seeking out knowledge and always seeking out, new information and new things to include into my practice. Um, and lately I've been kind of feeling that. I've been feeling like this disconnect. I've been feeling this like, what the hell am I doing kind of thing? And what do I need to be going after? And when I decided to talk about this on an episode, because I want to eventually go through the whole majors with you all, but I don't want that to be every episode, because it's going to get boring if I just talk about a tarot card every episode, for 20 some odd episodes. Um, so I like to just kind of sprinkle them in. But I was thinking, this week, especially, and even kind of going into like last week, as well, I'm kind of in this moment, and this card really sits. It really sits with me and gets me kind of thinking. So you all know that I love my Light Seers Tarot deck, and I absolutely love the way that this card is drawn in this deck. So with this card, it is a person that is sitting just kind of cross-legged, at the bottom of a set of stairs, and the stairs are like very illuminated and everything, and they just have this just big smile, almost like this laugh, like they're laughing, face, just very kind of happy face. And when you look at it, you're just like, okay, they're sitting at the bottom of these stairs, do they have to climb up them? What's going on? Why are they happy? And this card is very much, and I love the way it's drawn, because it's talking about, like listening to your own teacher, your own inner guru, your own guidance. And, being so rooted in that, they're sitting down. When we sit down, we're really grounded, we're rooted, and being so rooted in the things you believe and the things that you're learning, and, you know, the faith that you have in certain things, and your own authenticity, that you are just you're good. And with this card, I like how it does have this graphic of steps behind it. Because when we go through things, when we're learning things, even when we're just going through life, we have to go through different steps. And when we're when we're learning things, sometimes we have to take it one step at a time in order to get up to the top, in order to, complete a course, in order to gain that enlightenment, in order to gain that knowledge, in order to gain that proficiency. We have to go through these steps. And sometimes, when we go up these steps, sometimes we have to take a pause and we have to stay at a step for a little bit. Maybe we have to come back down a little bit because something needs to be reevaluated, something needs to be looked at differently. There could be a lot of stuff going on when it comes to moving forward and moving up towards this divine source, towards this, higher learning, and you really knowing ourself. And with this, you kind of have to think of it, and this is another reason why I like how this card in this deck is drawn, is that the Hierophant is they act as like a gateway between us and the divine, between us and source, between us and spirit, whatever you want to call it, between us and the universe. They are that gateway, that kind of that person, place, thing that helps bring us to where we want to be. And sometimes that person, place, thing, sometimes that person is ourself and our own inner knowing and the things that we do. So, kind of looking at things and seeing how you can incorporate them into your journey really can play into here, because when we start to kind of have that inner that inner dialogue and that inner teaching with things, it's like we we start to maybe see patterns, maybe we start to see little signs or symbols, or we start things just start kind of clicking, and like our own internal compass just starts to go, oh, okay, I'm going in the right direction. I am going up these stairs. I am making sure that, I am going to do everything I need to do and learn everything that I need to learn in order to move forward on my path. And, we have to listen to a lot of things. We have to not only listen to the the things that are going on in our head, but we also have to listen to our heart as well, because we got to kind of figure out, when we're on this journey, when we're going up these steps, what voice is the loudest here? What voice matters most at this time with this step that I'm on? So, sometimes the learning isn't all about like the book learning, or, the webinars that you take, or the classes that you take, or the certifications that you're trying to get. Sometimes it is listening to our heart. Sometimes it is changing our behaviors in order to move up those steps. Sometimes it's making those little adjustments so we can kind of shift things, so we can open new opportunities, so we can go and continue to step up on those steps. So when you look at it like, like that, it doesn't necessarily have to be this formal training. You kind of have to, you know really sit down and kind of go, okay, I'm trying to search for my divine truth. I'm trying to, create this framework of a practice, or I'm trying to create this idea or whatnot. And if we tend to like stick with the old stuff, like the old things that we were taught, or behaviors or things that we thought or believed, it's really not going to push us forward. It's not going to allow us to get up those steps. So when we get stuck in that old structure, you know, we can't move forward. We can't allow ourselves to do it. And this is where when we kind of feel that, and I was feeling this like last week with the full moon. You know, full moons are all about, you know, releasing and letting go. They're about manifesting as well, but they're about really about like, you know, letting go and releasing things that no longer serve you, having gratitude for the journey that you've been on and so on. But when you realize the things that are keeping you from walking up those steps, from getting that knowledge, from getting that connection, you realize what you need to drop, and you realize the things that you need to just let fall away. You need to let them go in order to create space so you can bring in exactly what it is that you want to bring in. And that's what this card is all about. It's all about creating that space so you can bring in the things that you want to bring in. Bring in the things that you are working towards. You know, keep walking up those steps. You know, I keep going back to, you know, the step reference because, you know, not only is it in the card in, you know, in the Light Seers Tarot, but it just makes sense to me. It's an easy analogy to go, okay, you know, you want to be here, but you have to start down here, and you just have to take it one step at a time. You know, it's kind of like, you know, if you don't want to use like a step reference, you know, maybe use like a mountain or a hill or something. Just be like, all right, you got to start here at the bottom, and then you got to work your way up. And there's going to be some times where you maybe trip. There's going to be some times where maybe you miss a step or you miss a path that you're trying to take. And then we need to maybe reconfigure stuff and figure out where we need to go and what we need to do. There's sometimes you may go, okay, I'm up here, but I don't think I'm really ready to get to take another step forward. I want to kind of hang out here, maybe work on some stuff, maybe do a little bit of shadow work, maybe release some stuff that I need to release. Maybe I need to really focus on trying to bring in certain things into my life. And that's the beauty of it. It's just a card of, you know, bringing things into you, whether it's seeking out somebody to help you on that journey or just really diving deep into your own self and allowing that inner guru, that inner, you know, wise person, that inner knowledge to finally come through. So, you know, this week, you know, this is our card of the week. So take out your Hierophant card. If you have more than one deck, you know, like I say, take out a bunch of them. And because, you know, they're all going to have some different artwork, they're all going to have different ways, and really look at it. You know, you know what the card means, you know what its, you know, quote unquote definition is, but look at the card or cards if you're, you know, if you're using a few, but really look at the card and describe it. Like, look at the little things that are showing in it. Look at the colors, look at the symbols, look at anything that's in the background and see what you get from it. And, you know, if you're going through this kind of, I need to learn stuff, I need to do stuff, kind of like how I am right now, you know, that's okay. It doesn't mean that you are any less. It just means that you want to bring more, you know, into your life. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, maybe you need to, if you're kind of a little bit like me, I was even kind of like, you know, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to begin or what to do or what I want to focus on. I'm seeking out, you know, like I'm talking to some friends, a very close friend of mine, and I'm just like, hey, look, this is what I'm feeling. You know, what the hell is going on with me? Am I just, you know, being stupid? Am I letting ego get in? And Am I getting all up in my head, or, what's going on? What do you think I need? What do you think I should do? What kind of path do you think I should go on? And, when we have doubt, when doubt starts creeping in, and then we start to kind of not we're not able to like really get an answer on our own, seek out other people. So that's what I did. I sought out the advice from a very good friend of mine, and I'm still talking to him, and I'm just like, hey, look, I need to figure this shit out, because I feel this pull, but I really got to figure it out. I don't know exactly what yet. I just know that there's a pull there. And so I'm starting at the bottom of that staircase. And it's okay if you're doing that too. And it's okay if you just want to completely look at everything and completely say, look, no, this isn't resonating with me anymore. I need to figure something else out. That's perfectly fine. And that's what this card is about. We tend to think that, oh, you know, I have to just stick with this because it's what I've been doing for the last however many years or even months or whatever. But you can change stuff up. You can adjust what it is that you're doing. And if you want to just say, okay, look, I'm going to get this new book on, this topic, and I'm going to go through it and read it and see what I get from it, do it. You are your own teacher. You don't always have to seek out somebody. But if you want to seek out somebody, you know, usually when you start kind of putting it out there, you kind of, just start putting that energy out there, things will things will come. Things will pop up. Remember when I talked about, pay attention to signs, pay attention to things that pop up? This is one of those things that starts to pop up. So, pay attention to those things. When you're taking out your your card, and you're looking at it through this week, see how this card plays out throughout your week. See what signs come at you in a day. Write them down in your journal. Keep a note on your phone. I don't know, stick it on a freaking post-it. I don't care. But just put it down what you see, meditate if you have a way to, just kind of take some quiet time in the morning, before you get ready, or even heck, while you're in the shower, just kind of close your eyes and just allow yourself to just kind of go, okay, what do I want to focus on today? How is the Hierophant card going to make itself known to me today? How is this either my inner guru or my inner teacher, or the knowledge that I'm seeking, or how is what I'm seeking? How is my journey up these steps? How is it going to be shown to me today? And, see what comes up in your day, and keep track of it. That's really all you can do. And then at the end of the week, you can kind of go back and you go, okay, this makes sense. This maybe I need to look at this a little bit more, but see what makes sense, and see when you have that aha moment, and allow yourself to do what you want and you need to do. Allow yourself to, you know, kind of recalibrate that internal compass, and allow it to guide you exactly where you need to go. So that's what you can focus on this week. Okay. So with that being said, so the Hierophant is our card for this week. So, see how it plays out. I am kind of interested to see how it plays out with me. Some things I've already seen, just even today before I even started, recording, some things started, popping up. I started noticing some things, and it's those little things, those little synchronicities that pay attention to, and see what comes from them. But also if you have this feeling, if you have this kind of like nagging feeling, or just this impulse to do something, do it. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to that inner teacher. You don't always have to find somebody to learn from. You can learn from yourself. You just have to know it. You just have to know what it is that you want to go. You just have to take that first step up and you have to put in the work in order to do it. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, so that's all I got for you guys this week. So I'm curious to see, how your week plays out, how the Hierophant card, you know, goes into your week and how it resonates with you, definitely reach out. If you have questions, if you're in our Awaken the Witch Facebook group, a perfect place to post this kind of stuff. You can post your card, so everybody can see your card. You can, post whatever you are comfortable with posting, whatever your journey is. And there's a bunch of people in there to help you and to guide you along. And who knows, maybe that's part of your journey, finding somebody to connect with, that's on the same path as you. So many opportunities, so many things, that you can do. So yeah. So, anyways, that's all I got for you guys this week. So yeah, make sure that you tune into our Facebook and Instagram for not only the podcast but the shop. Oh, FYI, yeah, another thing I've been dealing with this week. I just love like mean people. So the shop Instagram was duped. There was a duplicate um account made, and they were messaging people and offering readings, and that's not something we do. I don't do that. I've never done that. I do not message anybody. I mean, do I get messages on that? Yes. If people message me on there, I do reply on there because sometimes people have questions about products. Sometimes people have questions about, you know, just stuff that I post or whatnot. But I am never soliciting people, and I really don't request to follow a bunch of people on there because it's not my personal account. It's the shop account. It's a business account. So yeah, so we had to deal with that. So yeah, if you see it, it's got two L's at the end of it instead of the one like ours. So, report, do all that do all that stuff. I am so grateful to everybody in our community who, was messaging me and texting me and emailing me about it and letting me know that this was happening. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. It's good to know that people have your back. So anyways, but yes, you can follow the shop, Facebook and Instagram, post all sorts of stuff on there. We have virtual classes on there too, because I know a lot of people do not are not local. So you can look into those. And as always, you can follow Raven on her Instagram. I really need to get better at posting some more pictures of her. I'm sorry. But I usually post them on the shop page when she's, quote unquote working. And I forget to post on her page. So I need to do better. I need to be a better cat mom. So anyways, but yeah. So pay attention this week. Pay attention to the Hierophant and see how it pops up for you. Okay. So this has been a production of the Still Room, music by Breakmaster Cylinder. And I'll see you all next week. All right. Take care, witches. Blessed be.